This is my wife, and she absolutely loves Amazon. I mean, seriously, it seems like every day I'm getting a ring notification from some blue-shirted human being who's dropping off yet another Amazon package. So I started thinking to myself, can we 3D print the items that we're buying on Amazon and make them faster, cheaper, and better quality?
So I picked 10 items and put them in the Amazon cart to put his theory to the test.
So that's what we're gonna figure out in today's video. And I wanna know down in the comment section below as well, are you team Amazon? Do you think we're gonna get better quality stuff, faster, and cheaper on Amazon, or are you team 3D printer? And I'm gonna be giving away 2 Amazon gift cards to people who comment down below because I want you to use it to buy more filament.
And I want you to buy more stuff.
So let's figure it out in today's video. Let's go. All right, and to keep it nice and consistent across the board, I am gonna be using this printer to get the baseline, which is my new FlashForge 85X. And I'm also going to be doing 1 point for if it's cheaper, 1 point for if it's faster, and then 1 point for if it's better quality. Faster meaning I printed it faster than Amazon got it here. So let's compare the first one, and I have the Amazon one here, so let's talk about it. Okay, so item number 1 is going to be a Tupperware lid holder. So I got this one on Amazon, and I'm gonna put the price tag right here with taxes, and not gonna lie, this one might be the 3D printed version right off the rip. This one here I found on Maker World. All the files are gonna be linked down below. This one is smaller, but it was definitely faster to print and cheaper, which I'm gonna put the price right here for how cheap this was to print. So I'm not gonna lie, this one for quality, I'm gonna have to give the quality to this one just because it's a little bigger. But for speed, I'm gonna give it to this one. And then for price, obviously we have to go with the 3D printed one. So right now it is 2 to 1. And obviously you could even print 2 or 3 of these and still be cheaper and faster than the one I got on Amazon. But let's go on to number 2. All right, so everybody pretty much knows that you can print those things, but moving on to number 2, something that I was very curious to know that you could 3D print. This is a jar opener for like your sauce cans, your soda cans, things like that, that's hard to open. This is the Amazon version, and it costs this much right here. And then this is the 3D printed version, and it costs this much right here. So I'm gonna go upstairs and actually use these and see which one's easier to use. And some of the other things I want to mention is for the people who are like, hey, what about the taking the consideration of the printer into account for when 3D printing these items? Thought about that. So each item that we have put up on the screen so far that has a price tag, I did take in the number of average time someone uses their 3D printer, and to stay unbiased, we did use ChatGPT, and I used the average price of the 85X, which is right now it's on sale for $399. Definitely check out the link below if you're interested in picking up one of those. It's actually FlashForge's first multicolor system. It's a very nice printer. Now, for the print, I did add in, the math is gonna be right here on the screen as we break down everything. I did go through and add in how much it costs on average to have the printer, and then how long you're gonna have it for. If you don't like it, argue with your mom. That's the way I did it. And then for Amazon, I did take into consideration to get the fast shipping, you need to have Amazon Prime. So I put in how many average orders does a normal household with Amazon Prime put in for the year. And again, the math is all gonna be right here for you guys. So that's how we're coming up with it. Is it faster? So let's go upstairs and test these 2 out. Actually, in between clips, I realized I'm lazy. I'm not actually bringing this camera all upstairs, but I did bring some stuff down, and the peanut butter is too big, but let's try opening this soda can. Okay, pretty easy. Let's try the Amazon version. That's this one here. All right. That might have to go to the Amazon one so far. All right, let me try something different. Let's do, yeah, that one's pretty simple. Okay, so the issue with the 3D printed one is the teeth are it's struggling to grip on this sometimes. So I'm gonna have to give this to the Amazon version, and because it has a bottle opener on it as well. I think I could 3D print one that has a bottle opener, but for the ones that we 3D printed, the quality's gotta go to the Amazon again. But the price and how fast went over here. But I'm gonna give this one an extra point because it does have more features. So let's give it 2 to 2. We're gonna keep score up top here and moving on to the next one. All right, and before we get to number 3, stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to be putting this together and 3D printing a version of this that I truly did not know that you could 3D print. Hopefully it comes out. I'm not sure if it's going to or not. I'm using some of the printers to get it printed because it's such a large print. Even though this doesn't look very large, I promise you it's something that you're going to be excited about that you didn't know you could 3D print. So moving on to number 3. Number 3 is a spoon holder slash utensil holder slash, this is a utensil. Whatever this thing is, these are your spoons, right? These are your spoons. All right. Here is the Amazon version. I have the Amazon version linked right here for how much it costs. What this does is obviously when you are, let me put it this way, when you are, cooking, doing stuff, I only cook every once in a while. You put your spoons here as they're dripping to make sure that if they are dripping, they drip onto the silicone mat. The Amazon version is just a silicone. Now, the issue that you're gonna run into when you're 3D printing something is it's not necessarily always food safe. However, this one's nice because it has a little lip here on the edge that allows you to not have it come in contact with it. So you can put your spoons here just like this, and then it doesn't actually come in contact with it. So for me, I'm gonna give the 3 points to the 3D printed one because this silicone one is more expensive. The 3D printed version is gonna be right here on how much this costs. So it's gonna be cheaper, it's gonna be better quality, and it's actually faster to get here. So number 3, all a wash for the silicone version. I probably wouldn't buy that one. Just 3D print yourself one. It's gonna be cheaper, faster, and better quality. On to number 4. Moving on to number 4 is a broom. And I actually have to put the broom from Amazon together, and I actually have to cut some of this off. So let me go ahead and do that. It's very interesting. But as I'm doing that, I'm gonna tell you about today's video sponsor. Don't click off of this ad. This video is actually sponsored by me. One of the big things I really struggled with when I first started 3D printing, kind of going from that 0 to 1, was what 3D printer do I buy? What kind of filament do I buy? Where do I put it? Where do I get files to print? And I had a ton of questions, and don't get me wrong, you can absolutely find all of this information online. You can even watch some of my videos where I go over a lot of this. But really what I wanted to do for people who are just getting into 3D printing is actually create one resource, one document where you can go, have a list of everything that you need, and you don't have to spend 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours like I did searching the internet to find how can I go from ordering a 3D printer to my first 4 to 5 prints. So that's what we're gonna do in this PDF that is gonna be available down below. There is gonna be a waiting list down below. I'm still going through and tweaking some things. I just wanna make sure I can put out the best product that I possibly can for you guys. So if you're interested, go ahead and hit the link down below. There is going to be a waiting list, and I should have this out within the next couple of weeks, probably 2 weeks at the most. I just really wanted to make sure that if there is anyone out there who is struggling with where to get started, that there is a resource for you. So go ahead and hit the link down below, and let's get back to Other Corey. All right, thank you to Other Corey for that video sponsorship. As you guys can see here, I am putting together my Amazon purchase, and I'm gonna go ahead and chalk this 3D printed version. This is not good. I have seen though, you can get better prints out of that. So I'm not going to even finish putting this together because I'm just gonna be using this one. So for this one, I gotta give it over to the Amazon. Just print yourself a broom, or just buy yourself a broom on Amazon. Don't worry about 3D printing a broom. I'm sure you can find, and also, side note, don't down in the comments say, well, I saw this one better, that's on Maker. Well, listen, I'm sure there's gonna be better ones than I picked. I didn't go and pick the very best one because if you're watching this video in the future, who knows? There could be even a better version of that. So I just picked one that was cheap, easy to print. So for this, I'm gonna give all 3 points to the Amazon version. Just buy a broom, don't 3D print it. Let's go on to number 5. Okay, so moving on to number 5. This is the first time where the Amazon version is actually cheaper than the 3D printed version. Now what these are little soda can holders. So the Amazon version, just plastic, there's not much to it. So really that's all it is, just hold your drinks. I honestly bought this thinking that you'd be able to double stack these. These are obviously sodas, by the way. Definitely not anything adult beverage related. So this doesn't stack. So cheaper is going to go to the Amazon. Price is right here for the Amazon. Price right here for the 3D printed version. However, quality gonna go to the 3D printed one. As you can see, these roll right to the back. Oh yeah. And it just preloads everything for you. I'm actually going to be getting rid of the ones that I used to have. We're gonna use these this way, because then you can load more sodas and then load them from the top, have them drop down to the bottom. Once you take these, you can load. I guess I gotta put a little bit of a lift up here. Come on, you got it, come on. There we go. So this, gonna give the quality to the Amazon version and the faster. This actually took like 14 hours to print, but I'm still giving the quality and speed to the to the 3D printed one, and the price goes to the Amazon one. Now let's move on to number 6. Okay, so for number 6, we have these little outlet cover pedestal shelf things. They're designed to go on your outlet, and then you put your phone or anything like that. The Amazon version cost right here. The 3D printed cost right here. So the 3D printed one is a lot faster and cheaper to get. However, I think the quality is gonna have to go over to the Amazon version. There's a couple things on here that are just better. So let's go upstairs and actually test this out where my wife wants this and see if I'm just thinking it's better or if it's actually better. So let's head upstairs. We're actually gonna go upstairs this time. I was super lazy, I didn't wanna bring all this up, but I got my little Osmo Pocket 3. Great camera if you're a content creator. We're gonna take this upstairs so we can see these in action. Let's go. All right, so being up here really got me thinking. I don't understand why this outlet is a GFI outlet and then the one over there is not a GFI outlet. So this one won't work. This is the Amazon version one because this is designed for a non-GAF outlet, and the one I 3D printed also designed for a non-GAF outlet. But what we wanted to do is actually mount this on here. So I'm just gonna move over here and see if this works. Let's do it. Here's what we got, boys and girls. All right, so let's see if this is gonna be any better. Also, side note, just complete side note here, why I got you and your attention here. I am 30, and I have some nephews who are very respectful, but I was thinking about this today. Actually, I've been thinking about this for a while because my nephews are very well behaved for teenagers. However, the rest of the teenagers that I come in contact with, not very much so in good people. So I figured out what it is. I really think that the reason why this generation's messed up is not because of like the internet or anything. I think it's just lack of consequences. I was driving in my truck this morning, and I was driving normally, nothing too crazy, made a right turn, and I look in front of me, and this car in front of me is flicking me off for no reason. I was like, okay, maybe I did something wrong. So I pull up to the guy, like I pull over, and I get up next to him because I'm not gonna let you just flick me off for no reason. I at least want to know why you flicked me off. So I pull up, and as I pull up, it's just like these two, they're probably like 20 years old, and the kid who flicked me off like does this and like turns. I was like, oh, so you did that because you thought there'd be no consequences to your actions. So I'm really starting to believe that this generation's not messed up. I think what it is lack of consequences. Because I remember in high school, like if you flick somebody off, like be prepared to get punched in the face. Like, don't just think you could do stuff. I know I'm on a tangent, but that's my thoughts. All right. Now, first one, looking at the 3D printed version, it is not big enough at all, actually. So that's an L. We're gonna say no to the 3D printed version. Okay. Now, I also don't know if it even makes sense to actually even use the
Like neither of these are gonna work because the plates aren't gonna work where I need them to go. Over there's GAF as well, which neither of these need to be GAF. I don't understand. All right, well, quality-wise, let's go ahead and chalk it up to the Amazon version is just better. I don't even need to put this one on. Amazon, you got another one for the quality side of things. Price still going to the 3D printed one, and shipping, this took a day, almost a day and a half. Also going faster, 3D printed. Let's go on to the next item.
Okay, so moving on to number 7, we got hangers. You might not even know you could 3D print these. And yeah, I did change. I'm about to go golfing. So actually, I'm curious. If you are a golfer and you want to see me do 3D prints around golfing, let me know in the comment section down below. And actually, just leave a comment, golf. So do this. If you're watching this far, thank you. Comment the word golf down below. Appreciate it. The algorithm would appreciate it as well. Also, if you want to see me do some 3D prints around golfing, comment 3D printed golf. 3D printed golf, comment section down below. Appreciate you guys. Next thing is going to be hangers. This is a portable hanger. Put this in your bag. Pretty cool. So quality, the Amazon version, got the price right here. The 3D printed version, got the price right here. So for price, actually goes to the 3D, I'm just kidding. The 3D printed version is actually more expensive than the hangers that you can get on Amazon, because you can get an entire pack of 30 hangers for $27, which is actually kind of a steal. I didn't think there was gonna be anything cheaper. I actually shouldn't say that. I thought most things would be cheaper to 3D print. This is the one thing that is actually cheaper to buy multiple hangers and faster. This actually was, to print out one essentially, I could not get 30, but quality, however, I gotta give the quality over to the 3D printed version. These actually seem pretty flimsy, which is why they're like 90 cents a piece. But yeah, so that is hangers. Moving on to the next one, and again, make sure you stay around because we are gonna be 3D printing what's in this box right here. And I actually realized that if you were paying attention, it actually showed you what it is. But it's, actually, I'm gonna tell you anyway. We're gonna be 3D printing a coffee table later on in this video. I didn't know you could 3D print full coffee table. So if you wanna see how that's done and how much time it is, and if it's cheaper or faster to 3D print one or to buy one, stick around to the end of the video. We're gonna go ahead and put this to the side and get on to the next one. All right, so this is actually was supposed to be number 9, then I'm moving to number 8 because it's next morning, clearly, as you can tell. And I genuinely was not expecting this to work, but I have a full cup of coffee. So this one this is the one I got off Amazon, and it is a coffee holder. And full disclosure, I fell down the stairs this morning with my coffee in it, went everywhere. So I was like, let me try this out. Yes, I did. I'm not afraid to say it. But then I was like, yo, I should be trying this out. Look at this. It works. Like, I honestly thought this was a gimmick, but it's not spilling my coffee at all. And yes, there is coffee in there. That's wild. Okay, now that's the Amazon version. The Amazon version costs this much right here. And the 3D printed version, I technically had to pay for this. So I am gonna put the price of the 3D printed version right here. Let's see if it works. I'm very excited. This is pretty cool. Oh no. No, oh wait. This feels like this could slip, but it's not. It's not. Okay, that's cool. Because you can walk around. I don't know why it's leaning so hard though. Don't lean that way. Might be the way I'm holding it. All right, so give this a quick walk around. It works. It doesn't. Quality. Oh, that's tough actually. All right, so price is gonna go to, I got the prices up here. So I think the point for the price is gonna have to go to the 3D printed version, but you did have to pay, I did have to pay $11 for this guy's Patreon that I'll link, or sorry, Thanks profile that I'll link down below. and quality is a tough one. So can I give them each a point? I'm gonna give them each a point for quality. So we're gonna add the points up here for quality. And then for time, goes to the 3D printer, and price, I think also goes to the 3D printer. All right, now let's move on to what was supposed to be my number 8. This next one, I actually have to disclose something else because I really thought the 3D printed version of this would be faster. You're probably like, Corey, what the heck are these? That's a good start. But these are going to be used upstairs for under the sink up in our bathroom as little display, or as basically like we're going to be holding, for the people who watched the 50 prints video, and I call them condiments, it's supposed to be holding our condiments in our bathroom, our toiletries and stuff. So this is supposed to go under. The 3D printed version of this, I couldn't find something exactly like it. So what I did was I printed some baskets, and overall, unless I can find something exactly like this or even 3D model it myself, I have to give the overall cost, surprised here, to this Amazon version. The quality, because of this slide, gotta give it to the Amazon version, and the price, although it's close, has to go to the bins. These, so I guess technically that's a tough one because for what I'm getting, I'm technically getting more with this and less with this. So I have to give this one a full wash and call the Amazon version better overall than the 3D printed version. So I am gonna call these the under cabinet, under storage thing organizer. For that, go Amazon. Bins are really nice for sure, but you can definitely hold more with that. So Amazon wins that one. But for the next one, finally gonna talk about it. You can 3D print tables, guys, like coffee tables. That's what we're doing here. So I'm gonna keep building this out because I wanna see what this is like at the end. I am not very close to being done with it. All the printers are going. You're gonna see B-roll of that, or you should have been seeing B-roll throughout the video. But yeah, so we're 3D printing a coffee table. So stick around here to the very end of the video because I'm gonna put it together, and I have a bonus if you watch this far. So let's keep going. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited to put this together and see how everything comes together. I got all of my little pieces together here, and again, everything is gonna be linked down below. I also have the big pieces here. So let's start by putting it together. I think just it's thick. That one's fitting real tight there. Okay. Some of them are super tight. Back and ouch. Super glue them. All right, so you get these pieces together, and then this goes together this way, just like this. It's coming together. And then there are pins, little black pins that you put to get everything lined up. Hammer. All right, so got these sections together, just like that. Just go for the gusto, buddy. And like I said, these just little black pins right here go into the holes. Definitely do not have enough pins up top. You then get these plates here. Yep, just like that. You get these, and you just set them in just like this. It's pretty sweet. And then these connect with these pins, which is why I think maybe it just wants you to have this connected that way. I don't like that though. I feel like you need more pins. I'm gonna print more pins. And I am gonna go Eagles color. So we got the Kelly green and gray. I didn't want to go all black, so decided to do this. Yeah. All right, so at least having these pins in here
will hopefully make getting the other dowel things a little easier. But, very interesting. So I don't think I printed enough. I also don't know why some of these sit super flat and some of them don't. Is there a difference? There is a difference. I also kind of just wonder if it's these go on the bottom. It's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. Waiting on the green one that's about to be finished in 6 minutes. This will be done. So I'm gonna put this to the side and build the Amazon version and see which one's easier to put together. This is the Amazon side table. The price of the Amazon one is actually cheaper, and it's actually cheaper, and it's actually faster as well. I actually had to get all of my 3D printers involved just to get this out at a reasonable time. And it still was about, I think it was, again, I'm gonna have the price here for the 3D printed version and the price here for the Amazon version. I'm going to imagine it's gonna be a little harder to put together, but we are able to time it, so.
Okay, so after getting both of these together, I'm gonna have to say the quality is gonna have to go to the Amazon version. However, I always like give a little caveat there because it's like sometimes this stuff goes after a while, but either way, no matter what, it does boil down to the final scores for the Amazon is going to be right here, and the final score for 3D printing is going to be right here, and the winner is going to be 3D printing. So it does seem like it's going to be cheaper to buy a 3D printer over the long run instead of just buying stuff on Amazon. Looks like it might be cheaper, faster, and let's just put this competition to the side because like there are just going to obviously be things that are cheaper to buy on Amazon, and there's going to be cheaper things to buy on you know, the 3D printing side of things. So regardless, for the purpose of this, we're going to give it to 3D printing. So if you chose 3D printing in the beginning of the video, either way, I'm going to be pulling 2 winners from down below who comment, and whoever commented either 3D printing or Amazon, you guys are going to get entered into a random picker. And the way we're going to do that is next video, I am going to announce the winner of the 2 gift cards. So make sure you are subscribed. And I did tell you I have a bonus item. So bonus item is going to be right here. So right here we have a Stitch light box. Really all this was my niece absolutely loves 3D printed things, but also is really into Stitch, and her birthday is this Saturday. So instead of my wife and I buying a you know, an item on Amazon, like this is the random cost of random stuff on Stitch, or for Stitch on Amazon, and we were able to 3D print this. So going to give another bonus point just to 3D printing, because you can obviously customize gifts and give them to your nieces, nephews, cousins, brothers, sisters, uncles, and everything else in between. So going to give that little bonus item. If you are looking to you know, obviously get gifts, go with 3D printed items. It makes it a little bit more personal too, because you can tell your family, hey, I made this for you, versus just I bought something on Amazon. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, watch this video right here, because you know YouTube thinks you'll like it, and catch you guys in the next video. Peace.